This is StackChan by M5Stack. It can talk, dance, do some RGB stuff, but you're not here for another demo video, are you? You want something better, and we will do exactly that. Hi, I am Tommy Bianco, and today we're giving StackChan some proper maker treatment. This means a hardware check, jumper wires, and firmware mods, all to answer one simple question. What can you actually do with StackChan beyond the product page? And we'll start with pulling things apart. Unlike with older prototypes, this version has two screws holding the core S3 in place. Besides the usual pin header connection, there is another cable linking the core with the body's expansion board. This interface would be the best place to add a custom PCB if that's what you're into. The expansion board is also fixed with a couple of screws and has more connectors underneath going to servo motors, the battery, and the top modules. You can continue and disassemble StackChan further, but it gets progressively harder to get it back together. So I will stop here, but you can go check out Hobby Support's video for a full disassembly. I have added a link below. My module was also missing one of the fit magnets, but that's not a big deal for an engineering sample, and I'm sure M5Stack will fix that on production modules. Now it's time to mess with the hardware. DS1307 here is a real-time clock. Simple, robust, Arduino starter kit material. This module uses I2C communication protocol, which makes the mod super easy. We just grab a growth cable and jam it into the red expand interface port. Now, the moment you have all been waiting for.
What's on your mind?
StackChan, can you see the DS1307 module I connected to you?
I don't detect any external DS1307 module.
Looks like Skynet is not quite there yet. AI is not magic, you still need to dig through the code. Gladly, StackChan is open source, so let's go do some excavation. The repo on GitHub is not small, but it follows a standard logic. The hardware is exposed to AI through three principal layers: drivers, HAL, and MCP. Drivers are instructions for how to use a specific module. Here you can imagine your hardware as a sensory organ. Say a driver for a nose tells you how to convert smell readouts into useful data. HAL is the nervous system. It makes decisions on when to activate drivers, so it can read the sensors or perform actions like move the servo motors to do a little dance. MCP is the brain. It puts the data received by HAL into a verbal context and passes it to the LLM living on a server, so it can make decisions based on relevant conditions. It took me a couple of hours, but now we have a brand new DS1307 driver, an adjusted HAL, and some verbal context in the MCP layer. Let's flash this code and try asking the same question once again.
How can I assist you today?
Can you see a DS1307 module I connected to you?
Something seems off with the DS1307 module. It's returning invalid values like March 33rd and 68 minutes. Maybe it needs a reset or a proper connection. Let me know how I can help fix it.
And that's what we call a partial success. Since the RTC module works just fine with an Arduino sketch, I blame the incorrect I2C bus. M5Stack Core S3 has separate pins for external and internal I2C modules. My driver probably uses the wrong pins squaring the internal 6-axis IMU instead of the RTC. They share the same I2C address. This gives our AI the correct context, but nonsense data. That said, a real-time clock module for an always-online device is not an awfully useful idea anyway, so we can as well stop here. If you want an in-depth guide for just firmware modification, maybe with a more useful example module, let me know in the comments. If it gets up with enough likes, we will look into that. So, we learned that adding a new module to StackChan is certainly possible. However, how much support is there for you? The product page is actually pretty good for understanding the hardware, and there is also a tutorial on uploading factory firmware using M5 Burner if you screwed up. There's also a software tab, which is empty. M5Stack told me they are adding Arduino and UIFlow 2 tutorials before shipping the StackChan in April, just like for the Core S3 itself. But the firmware for our cute little robot is built in ESP-IDF, which is quite a bit more advanced. This means that there likely won't be a dedicated tutorial if you want to mess with the AI itself. Additionally, it's not clear if future versions of StackChan will support any new hardware. For example, robot's built-in NFC sensor and the microSD card reader are not exposed to AI right now.
I don't have an NFC sensor or microSD card slot. I rely on built-in storage and real-time clock for all my functions. But I'm still ready to help, just let me know what you'd like to explore.
Which makes sense, because the data is a bit hard to convert into simple verbal context. And the same goes for any M5Stack sensors that you may want to add using the same expand interface. This means that if you want to mod the AI, you will need to go the hard way, or you can also hope someone contributes exactly what you need to the open source repository instead, but that's unlikely. Okay, you've made it this far, and you know what button to press. Subscribe, like for more nerdy stuff, come on, you know the drill. So should you go and order StackChan now? If you want a cutesy desktop robot hooked directly to an LLM that works out of the box, StackChan does that perfectly fine. If you're ready to throw yourself into the deep end and dig through the GitHub repo, well, the project is there, but it will not be easy. AI is not magic, it is not beginner friendly, and the learning curve is steep, but the payoff is absolutely worth it. The links to Kickstarter, GitHub, and more are in the video description. That said, the early bird campaign wrapped up already, so you cannot order it right now, but I'm sure you'll get another chance to grab the bot once they have hit production. Don't forget to check out my ESP and Arduino deep dives, and with that, Tony Bianco, out. See ya! And for those concerned about the well-being of the Kalancho, oh, she is doing rather well. Really well, honestly. Better than some.